Welcome, it's Story Time with Doodad. I just had a great conversation with Mark Coleman for about a half an hour. We're talking about Bill Gates, and I know there's probably, maybe 6 of you out of my 1,200 friends that think Bill Gates is trying to depopulate the planet along with a secret society spraying chemicals overhead, along with the health board giving you a jab, trying to depopulate the earth, along with 5G trying to kill you. However, it was a nice, refreshing conversation with Mark because he doesn't believe any of that, either do I. Anyways, he was talking about some of the TED Talks he's listened to with Bill Gates, and he's as fascinated by the man as I am. In fact, in 2011, Bill Gates did a TED Talk and received a standing ovation. And this was scientists, engineers, mathematicians, and just some of the brightest people on the planet received a standing ovation because they listened to the whole hour and they got out of it what I got out of it, which was the man's a genius and he's saving the world. I don't believe conspiracy theorists actually seriously watched. I think they've listened to clips, and memes and stuff like that, because nobody could watch that entire thing and come out of it with Bill Gates is depopulating the planet. That can only be done if one little clip is taken out of context, which is so easy to do. But anyway, so Mark watched the TED Talk and went, man's a genius saving the world. There are conspiracy theorists that say, no, back in 2011, if you listen very carefully, Bill Gates talked about depopulating the planet with vaccines. I listened to it again recently, and never once did I hear the word depopulation. Not once. Did I hear the word population stabilization? Yeah, no, I heard that. And how does he plan on doing that? You see, in third world countries, some people have 9 and 10 children because, unfortunately, because of poor hygiene, because of bad water, because of antibiotics, because of lack of vaccines, they don't make it past 4 years old. So much infant death, which is tragic. So Bill Gates was talking about how he plans to curb the population growth, to stabilize population growth with vaccines, education, birth control, because if children live longer, they will, instead of having 7, 8, or 9 babies, they'll have 2 or 3 with confidence because the children will grow up. Okay, that makes sense to somebody who understands. It doesn't to somebody who doesn't. That's why he talked about stabilizing population, not depopulation. Okay? The same people, again, as you know, they don't believe in the moon landing. They believe chemtrails are killing them. They believe 5G is getting them too. And listen, I love talking and I love poking the bear because I find it humorous. I've read enough psychology books, which they won't. They won't read books like a self-help book on why am I thinking the way I'm thinking, because their world would implode. They can't accept the fact that maybe Bill Gates is not Satan. They can't accept the fact that the water vapor trails from planes are simply that. And I know you believe, like cloud seeding. Okay, that's a science. They do it. But you can't create a flood with cloud seeding. And if you think that, then you don't understand the limitations with cloud seeding. You haven't done your homework. Because the only one that could do floods was Moses, Moses, he could do it. But there's no startup company, right, that cloud seeded 150 miles away from Texas and created those floods. And I know in your minds, the 6 out of my 1,200, I know in your minds, yes, they did. But again, the reason for that is, well, read one psychology paper and you'll understand. I've read plenty because I wanted to have the ammunition one day to have one of you on my show. I'd love to have one of you on my show, and let's just talk it out. Logically, critically thinking, without name dropping, name calling, okay? Because I do want you, it's a beautiful world out there. It is. Nobody's killing us. I get up in the morning and I look at the sky. And if it's a blue, I go, I'm blessed. What a beautiful day. And if I see a plane flying over, I go, wow, what a beautiful day. I don't want you to look at that same plane and go, those bastards are doing it again. That's no way to live. Anyways, join me, abracadabra. I create what I speak in a better world for everybody.